It's January. Hi everybody, religious fanboy here again. And since January on this channel, that means it's issue number 1 month. Eh, 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 eh. Okay, yeah. Issue number 1 month. For our first review of issue number 1 month, we're reviewing Red Hood and the Outlaws Rebirth, issue number 1. I really enjoyed the lesson and theme in this book. Um, it really shows why I like Scott Lobdell's work on on Red Hood. I think he does a good job. I really like how he uses the narrations to tell the story and like flashbacks and everything. And you see the origin of Jason Todd. And I like the overall theme. There's a word that comes across like stuff along the lines of memories, which goes with my testimony. Like whenever I struggle with guilt from past sins, a way that I go over that is like I'll pray and then I'll remind myself of every time I've repented, like how I've repented of past sins, or how I've like memories of like my baptism or any of the times where I rededicated my life to Christ, and it would help me out of these slumps where like I can't, like when I'm heavily afflicted with my guilt, I can barely function like mentally. Like it's kind of like I'm a zombie just walking around, like living life, but like I'm not there mentally, I think. But I really like this issue where like I really like the lesson about trust in this issue, and like forgiveness and grace and everything. Um Definitely the best parts of the issue, kind of because it's where this lesson comes in, is the talks in between Bruce Wayne and Jason Todd, so Batman and Red Hood. Um in the flashback, on it's still during the first night they met. This is after they stole the after Jason Todd was caught taking the wheels off of the Batmobile. Batman like took him out by like where Wayne Manor is, and they had supper together, and Batman told him when trusting people, like a good percent of the time they'll surprise you and like impress you with what they do out of that trust. And I like how Jason Todd, when Batman was kind of very hesitant to trust him with what Jason Todd was trying to do, I liked how he used that, and like the reminder of that, and talking about how like even though Red Hood and Batman aren't sentimental people, like Batman said, like he keeps these well, it's in the context of the book, it's them talking about like the giant penny, the giant creepy clown card, Joker card in the Batcave, and he talks about how like these are to remind him like of what he did before, so he's never caught up in where he's going. Like, whenever, like, so he doesn't lose control of the path he's on and start going too far or doing wrong things and caught up, like, thinking that's okay. Which kind of is my memories help me deal with, like, when I'm afflicted with guilt or, like, worried of screwing up again, even like when I haven't screwed up yet, since, like, asking for forgiveness. And I just thought this was a really cool issue. I recommend it for the most part. It's good. The lesson is really good. Even I read it again today since it had been a long time. It also helped remind myself, even while recording, of just those memories of, like, to get out of the slump of, like, guilt and depression. Just reminding my having, like, praying and being reminded of, like, the good things I've done, like, with repenting and every time I dedicated myself to Christ. And just, yeah. That being said, may God be with you. See you next time.